Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you guys some study tips on how to pass your nursing classes and stuff. Um, I am in third quarter. If you guys have been following me and seeing my videos, if not, well then welcome to my channel. So I'm in third quarter. I'm going to start fourth quarter on March 29th. So far I've made it to the dean's list for all my quarters and stuff, and I'm trying to continue with that streak of success, right? Anyways, so let's get to it. How do I study for my exams and how am I passing these classes? So I came across in semester two that I thought that I was just a visual learner and a hands-on learner, but I am also a hearing learner. So learning there are different ways that you can learn things. You don't need to have just one way of learning. So just because you're a visual learner doesn't mean that there are other ways that you can learn things. Okay, people can have different ways of learning. So, anyways, I record my teachers and I record them through my computer. I don't video record them, I voice record them and stuff. And what I do is I print out the PowerPoint slides that they send to us through the computer. I print those out, I record my teachers, and then I go home and I type everything that my teacher said, okay? Based on the PowerPoint slides too, because my teacher is lecturing based on what she has on the PowerPoint slides. And what I've noticed is that these teachers, they only talk about things that are, I shouldn't say that, they only test you on what they are lecturing on when it comes to their PowerPoint slides, from what I've seen and stuff. For example, this is on diabetes mellitus. And the way that I start my study guides is I, I put the title of the study guide as Study Guide Med-Surg Diabetes Mellitus, right? So I record my teacher. I go home. Once she's done with the lecture, I end it and I title my recording as, let's for example, diabetes mellitus. I will put med-surg because that's the class that I just finished recording. I'll put med-surg diabetes mellitus. Why do I do that? So when I come back home, I can go through my recordings and I know that that's the recording that I just went over in class. Okay. I start my study guide when I'm typing it up as study guide med-surg diabetes mellitus, right? Then I go based on exactly what the PowerPoints say. Okay. And that's what I start my study guides on. I listen to the recording and I put examples, however she broke it down. I type it into my study guide. I put it word from word of what my teacher is saying. Now, let me show you my study guides. So if you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see. All right. You see what I'm pointing to is the bolded lettering where it says what two hormones work together to regulate blood glucose levels, and then it's insulin and glucagon, right? Whatever is bolded is what my teacher said it was important to know for the test. Okay? So again, whatever is bolded and underlined is what my teacher said we need to know for the test. Now, let me show you something else. If you guys, sorry, because I don't even know how to work this. If you guys can see right over here, those words that are underlined where it says you don't want patient exercising during ketones and all that, whatever is just underlined. So whatever is underlined is whatever my teacher emphasized in. She didn't say it was important to know. She just decided to break that down. So when a teacher breaks down something, a topic, and she goes really into detail, that's going to be on a test. Why is she breaking this down to me? Why does she really want me to know this? Because that is something important. Okay? What you start noticing when you record these teachers is that you start learning their teaching style and stuff. Take my word for this, okay? Listening, it's a very good way of, learning uh, listening skills, visually observing, the way your teacher talks. skill. Especially as a nurse, we need to know how to listen, how to observe, how to speak to our patients and stuff like that. And how I said, these are really good ways to um these are really good tools for you, for you to become a better nurse, as well as a better student, so you can be able to ace these exams. So after I record, I go home, and sometimes I don't do my study guides to the next day because it's a lot. You just came out of lecture. So the next day I will type out my study guides based on what I'm listening through the recording. And then the next day I will print out my study guides and I will make flashcards. And if you guys can see, my flashcards say MedSurg 1, the topic of the exam. So this one, it says endocrine exam. But if it was diabetes mellitus, it would have said diabetes mellitus. So this is the cover, basically the cover page of my index cards. So then I can go back and I can study based on my flashcards and my study guide. And I make my flashcards based on whatever information I have on those study guides. And then what I do is I create a binder and I put all my study guides into those binders. And at the end of the semester, I go back and I read all my study guides. And whatever I had bolded or underlined or in red lettering, it's what I needed to know for the test. Another tip that I'm going to leave you guys with is that once I take the exam, whatever I remember that was on that exam, I will go back to my study guide and I will highlight, because now I know that whatever was highlighted was on that test for a fact. All right. So those are my tips. If you guys have any questions, please please leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.